ever wondered if there was a secret to living a long, robust life?
Well, apparently people living in certain areas of the world called the blue zones live not only the longest and healthiest, but also often the happiest lives.
Jackie Denker is diving in to find out who and where they are, what they do differently, and how we can make their secrets work for us. And that's our featured story at the top of the list.
I think it's safe to say everyone wants to live a long, meaningful life.
But we know that there are barriers to good health for certain populations or communities. So our mission is removing those barriers to good health.
And to do that,
we have partnered with Blue Zone's team, and we're focusing on implementing the Blue Zone model in greater South Phoenix.
And Tomas Leon, president of the Equality Health Foundation, is breaking down what the Blue Zone model is. Starting with, what are Blue Zones?
The founder, Dan Buettner, and went on a venture to look for the fountain of youth. He didn't find it.
But what explorer and journalist Buettner did find were what he dubbed Blue Zones, or
communities that were living high quality, longer lives, better lives, happier lives.
There were 5 original communities in Dan's initial study: the Nicoya Peninsula in Costa Rica,
Icaria, Greece, and then Okinawa, Japan, region in Sardinia, and then Loma Linda, California.
And they found commonalities between all of these zones, aka
the power of 9 characteristics. And they turned it into a model.
And that model is now being implemented in 70 communities across the US. So let's learn about the power of 9 characteristics.
What they found is that people in those communities were moving naturally in their community. They were gardening, walking to the store, walking to work, going and visiting neighbors. The other is that people found a sense of purpose, whether it was their faith or a higher power beyond themselves.
The third was learning how to downshift to deal with stress.
Whether it's meditation and yoga or connecting with local support groups.
And learning how to eat until you're 80% full.
But also they were eating a plant-slanted meals, right? More vegetables, more fruits, more grains, more nuts.
This next one is fun. With the exception of Loma Linda, California, they all had wine at 5 o'clock.
Not just the wine, but it's how you sit down and you have wine with loved ones, with friends.
Which goes hand in hand with this one, to belong.
I belong in my family, or I belong in this world. And then the other is that, loved ones come first.
Lastly, the world's longest living people found the right tribe.
Could be friends or family members, but you're journeying through life together. You're not alone.
So how do we get involved in our own communities?
Any community can take a look at the model and, begin implementation of this.
He says you can encourage your local leaders to get involved, or you can implement the principles in your own life.
Transformational steps all together collectively creates that motion in a change in environment that leads to better outcomes in terms of health and well-being.
To learn more, you can head to bluezones.com. Living longer, healthier, and happier lives with the Blue Zone model is at the top of the list.